a little scattered. I got caught in traffic.
Oh, well.
There was a lot of cussing.
Oh.
Oh, hey. Hey, this is Patrick Ralston here at I'm the director of the Arkansas Arts Council, and I'm here with Scarlett Sims, who is masked up. I'm not wearing my mask, so you can see my expressive facial expressions. So, but we are here in the lobby of the Division of Arkansas Heritage. We are, of course, the Arts Council is an agency of the Department of Parks, Heritage, and Tourism. And so this is our recurring weekly, we okay?
Yeah, I was just
Okay.
looking, I'm sorry.
This is our weekly live stream that we do, and it's a chance for you for me to talk a little bit about our programs, what's going on during our pandemic, and talk about what the staff is doing, what you're doing, what's going on with our grants, and so we do that. Sometimes it's a little bit more Wayne's World than it is the Algonquin Roundtable, but we try to keep you informed, and I always encourage you to get in touch with us through Facebook, through our Facebook page, the Arkansas Arts Council Facebook page, and of course there's our website, arkansasarts.org. I always hesitate in the middle of that, like I'm forgetting what it is. But it's arkansasarts.org, and it has connections to us, our staff, and all our grant programs, all our services. If you have any questions, you can always email us or Facebook us. So anyway, what do we got going this week? Well, we had the deadline on Monday for the Arkansas Arts Council CARES Act grant. That was the grant funded through a National Endowment for the Arts funds that were $441,000 that were transferred to us, and that we are granting out for our nonprofit organizations across the state that have lost revenues, have had difficulties in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic, coronavirus pandemic, all the buzzwords, and we actually got 121 applications, and are now going through those and reviewing them, and we hope to fast track the funding for those. I'm not going to make any promises on what the date, but we're trying to get them out in weeks instead of months. And so, I mean, we're really trying to get these out pretty quick. Hopefully in the next 14 days, we'll be able to notify you. So that's kind of where we are on that. So I don't have much in the way of an update, except thank you for everybody who applied. I also want to say thanks. It's interesting and gratifying to see how many arts organizations there are out there, and that we have never worked with. And so I know that we always make friends when we're giving away money, but it's also good to know that the arts is well represented across the state, and that we're hoping to be able to help many of you in your time of need. So this has been a rough 3 months for nonprofit organizations, period, in Arkansas, especially arts organizations, especially organizations that have depended on box office sales. If you're running a theater program, if you were running a performance program, if you were in the middle of a season and you had to cancel, you took a substantial revenue hit, and we're aware of that, and you all have let us know about that, and we are going to do our best to help you as best we can through this CARES Act grant, but also just in terms of staff services and just anything we can do right now. It's there's a lot of pain out there. There's a lot of concern, and I hear you. And any resource that we can find, as well as our own, that we can pass through to you, we will post. We will let you know about. There are a lot of folks out there, a lot of different ideas and a lot of different plans for how to provide assistance, not only to nonprofit organizations, but to individual artists. And if you are interested in seeing some of those resources that we have come across, we share them on our COVID-19 resource page. It's on our website, again, arkansasarts.org. And just click on that. We really, we throw everything up there that we can. Even if we're not sure if it'll be beneficial, I'd rather throw it up there and have just one person get some benefit from it. We're not editing it really closely. So go through and look at what we got, and anything new that we find, any foundation grants, any calls. There are still a lot of museums, a lot of online galleries that are putting out calls for submission. I've heard a lot of discussion about that recently, and we do pass through a lot of those on our website. Excuse me. We pass through a lot of those on our Facebook opportunities page, which if you're not following, I encourage you to join. And because that's where we pass through, we post a lot of internship and internship calls for submission, calls for RFQs. Sometimes it's really we have a lot of different stuff that comes through that we will pass through and post there as a resource for our artists and our arts organizations. So keep an eye on that, and we'll try to keep you informed. So the weather is nice outside, and we're just kind of progressing with our annual schedule. And right now, we are currently accepting submissions for small works on paper. Small works, if you haven't heard me say this in weeks prior, I give a recitation of it every week. Small Works is our signature event that the Arts Council has done now for, I think, 33 years. Yeah, 33 years. And Small Works on Paper is just that. It is small works on paper, whether they be paint, collage, watercolor, pencil sketch, print, photograph, you name it. But they basically, the whole premise of it was based around the dimensions of a particular size of frame. So we have those dimensions listed in the application, for submission, and you can still submit your works. Again, Small Works is an annual juried traveling exhibition, and so we bring in a different expert juror every year, and when we have our submissions, the juror selects usually between 35 and 40 pieces to be in the traveling show. He or she selects a few pieces that we go with. These are the purchase awards that they purchase on or they designate for purchase by the Arkansas Arts Council, and they go into our permanent collection here at the Division of Heritage. So we have a collection that we keep and maintain. I think we're up to about 100 pieces now, and it's a great way for us to show year by year kind of a snapshot of what our amazing artists are doing in this state. It's kind of a glimpse into the portfolio, the annual portfolio of Arkansas visual art. So, you got some questions?
Do you guys know if there are any summer events for the kiddos there's some virtual ones I know of.
There are a lot of virtual events coming up. We have, I know we run a lot of them. We post arts and education. You know, a lot of our arts and education. We on our arts and education page. We share a lot of that.
It's on Facebook.
That's on Facebook, and I'm trying to think. We on opportunities we do some that are those are more professional development though. But check our arts and education page out. That's really where we post a lot of that stuff. We try to keep in touch with anyone who's offering public programs for kids. I know that I don't, and we will certainly make sure that anything like that is shared, so that because I know that it's hard to find one place, one-stop shopping for those kind of opportunities. So, but
yeah, there's even a call for entry for people for a documentary. Not that that's a summer program, but it might be fun to participate.
yeah, for the who's doing the call?
Donna Young, one of our arts council members.
Oh, that's
one
right.
of her people is doing that. I think it's her daughter.
Okay. Well, we need to get some information about that.
We posted it.
Okay.
They're working on a documentary, and
Man, I need a
it's
haircut.
free.
Boy, I'll tell you what. Captain Cowlick. What do we got here?
Oh, you're gonna get close.
Oh, am I too close?
No?
No?
It's great. I
No?
love it.
Oh, I like that. Okay. If you guys know, let's see. Where's the dog?
Oh. Yeah.
Christine Bell wants to know where the dog is. The dog is at home.
The dog is at home.
Probably asleep in my chair. So, and we got Morgan Hicks watching. I see that.
That's cool.
Yeah, I follow her a lot on Facebook. We got a lot of great friends out there, and that's a real opportunity for me to interact, through Facebook during the pandemic. I think that I'd have to say that the arts network out there is strong, and that we've all kept in touch. Certainly, you all have kept in touch by phone, by email.
Well, I have a question.
Yes.
From the nonprofit organizations that you've spoken with, have you heard of any creative or interesting ideas for garnering money? I think Sherry mentioned that a Zoom fundraising conference for one nonprofit that she supported, or
I think that she was talking about a Zoom fund. I think it was a political fundraiser, and so but
like
you can do that for you can do that for anybody. I think that's the new face of fundraising is Zoom meetings, Zoom events, Zoom receptions. It's hard to run an open bar at a Zoom reception, but which is kind of a disappointment for me personally. But I think that because that's proof that I worked at the legislature too long, and it's there are a lot of new and virtual ways to engage if you're doing fundraising. Because we don't have a fundraising campaign ourselves. We're a state agency, so I'm probably not the best person to ask.
We're doing some new things too, though.
Oh, we are doing some new things.
Arkansas Living Treasure might be a virtual.
That's true. We're trying to settle. We are trying to set it. I don't want to, because we don't have a date yet, but we are going to try to have a virtual reception for our 2020 Arkansas Living Treasure Award recipient. That's Michael Warwick, a metal sculptor from here to Little Rock, and we're trying to put that together right now. And so, there's a lot. Michael's got quite a following. Usually, these folks, when we name someone living treasure, they come with often decades of fans and followers and students, and Michael is definitely no exception, and so we want to give everybody a chance to participate and see him receive his award, and everyone have a chance to congratulate him.
We're doing a free webinars. That's
our
neat.
free webinars are, yeah, that's the thing. Those of you who have participated in our Get Smart programs over the years, which have all been in person, usually been here at the Department of Heritage, but you know, in our diamond room. But now, because of present circumstances, we have we've had to adapt, and we are now doing them via GoToWebinar, which is a webinar service and platform, and we do conduct those. We've had two. Gosh, I'm losing track. We've had two or three.
So far.
Yeah.
And we've got two coming up.
Got two coming up. What's the next one? I'm actually.
The June 18th one is by Brenda Malden again.
It's strategic planning.
Strategic planning, but the next step. So it's more in depth than the one before.
Yeah.
And then a July 9th one is coming up for grant writing. So
Okay.
that one might be, the last time we did a grant writing one, we had quite a few participants. I think it was 40.
Yeah, okay, June 18th, strategic planning, the next steps. That is kind of a deeper dive into strategic planning. And then in July 9th, that's the
grant writing.
Grant writing is our perennial favorite. That's the one that really, that's the one that we have in the past always had standing room only for, and a waiting list. And now, you know, the nice thing about GoToWebinar is that we can basically have nearly an unlimited number of people participate. So Brenda,
both of those are on our website.
yeah, they're both on our website. Check those out. Register for those. Brenda Malden is our instructor in both of those. Brenda has a long and storied career in nonprofit management and strategic planning. And you know, if you're somebody like me who gets a rash when they hear the word strategic planning, I'm happy to tell you that Brenda brings a very fresh approach to it. And you know, strategic plan. This is the lesson I've learned in life. I mean, it's what I always wanted to hear, was that strategic plans have a beginning and an end. And I know that there are people out there that want to they don't want to do anything but plan. And it's nice to hear Brenda talk about, you know, how to begin it and how to end it. So you know, how to get it done, how to make it work for you, how to have a plan that is a kind of a living document. So anyway, all right. Well, let's see what we got. We've got we've got Jess Anthony. We've got and he's reminding us that the Fayetteville Public Library is sponsoring the 2020 Meet the Funders panel online this year. And Jess, who is our grant program recipient, you wish, grant program manager, is actually is just about every year is on that panel, I think, and you know, he participates in that, and that is June 24th, and then it says see more, and so I have to expand it, and yeah, that's I, you know, and anyway, he's posted it on here. I don't need to. I mean, it's a comment, so.
Yeah, well, we're proving that we can read.
Yes, and I can read. I've got bifocals. So, all right, let's see. Scroll up here. There's Mark Landon Smith, Governor's Arts Award recipient this year.
He's been putting some neat content online too.
Always, I would expect that from Mark, and so that's you know, I think that we expect, you know, we hold our Governor's Arts Awards recipients to a higher standard, and Mark Landon Smith meets that standard. And so anyway, what else we got?
I think they in Fayetteville, Theater Squared might have some virtual classes classes going on.
Yeah, and I don't know if we may not have those shared on our Facebook, but either way, check out Theater Squared. Thinking of, speaking of Mark, thinking of Northwest Arkansas, check out Theater Squared because they have just about from the get-go, back in March, when at the cusp of the pandemic, they came in and started doing online programs, and they're just another organization that has innovated the way we deliver services during this ordeal, and I encourage you to check them out. Certainly, if you have a chance. Check out, I know the Arkansas Arts Center is conducting, down here in Little Rock is conducting some programs. I'm just doing the stream of consciousness. This is not paid advertising.
I don't think anybody would pay us that.
These are all these are all nonprofit organizations. We're all hurting. But yeah, there are a lot of programs going on right now, and we try to pull in a lot of notifications on our page, but I know that we are not always successful in getting all of it. And if there's one thing I've learned with this CARES Act grant, there's a lot more going on in the arts in Arkansas than the Arts Council touches on a daily basis. We try to stay in touch with everybody, but art is just kind of it's like they're like dandelions. They just kind of, arts organizations just kind of grow out of the cracks, even in the most hostile environment.
I was wondering where that was going, because I was like, they're sweet to eat. They draw bees.
I can do a metaphor.
Oh, you did well.
That's right.
Well, and you resolved it for me, so thank
That's
you.
right. That's right. We are, that's what we are. We're here at the Arts Council, me and Scarlett. We are a two-headed viper of
Ooh, I should paint it as a viper next
art
time.
of creativity,
Yeah.
sinking our teeth into the hindquarters of the pandemic. Okay, thank you. What else we got? We got the strategic planning workshop again is, strategic planning deep dive is June 18th. So that's this Saturday.
And these are streamlined down. These new Get Smarts that are free and online, we've streamlined them because we realize a lot of people don't want to stare at a computer for 8 hours.
That's exactly right. I mean, they're free. They're a bit shorter. They're a little bit more. They're robust, but they're briefer because we don't want to keep you in front of the screen for 8 hours. And but they're good programs. You don't get lunch. We have not figured out a way to Zoom you lunch, and we're working on it. I told that Mark Zuckerberg is doing really cool new stuff.
Well, I can
Not that he has anything to do with Zoom, but Facebook
Yeah.
copies everybody else anyway. So, ooh, boy, was that too political? Is it too soon? Anyway, so what else have we got?
Well, let's see. Most of the things we have coming up are in the works. We're working mostly on the grants and some webinars and some online content. We also have Ava, which people are
Ava.
interested in. Oh.
Yeah, no, I was going to say.
Yeah.
And we've posted some of that.
Yes,
So,
it has gone up.
some of you probably seen the Ava, which is our Art Voice Arkansas, and it's really simple. It's just an opportunity for kids, grades K through 12, to submit their artwork that they've been working on during the pandemic, whether if they've been in quarantine. I'm talking poetry, I'm talking prose, I'm talking performance. If you have a video of a music video.
Oh, that'd be great.
Singing, dancing, tap, images of your visual art, no matter what it is, and we would love to see it, and we'd love to share it on Facebook. You know, it's just, again, we're trying to, you know, just try to keep in touch with everybody. And we want to see what you're doing. We want to see what you're producing. Did you post some of our artwork, the staff's artwork?
I posted Robin's, and I will be posting Sherry's and Jamie's. Those are the only people I've gotten so far. My boss hasn't really sent me anything yet.
I sent you something.
You win. I didn't get it.
I sent it to you last week. It was
Okay.
great. It was great.
Well, I'll need to look again, because I
Okay.
don't remember that.
All right. You know, finger painting is not just for kids.
What about your table? You were supposed to send pictures of your table.
The table, the cyanotype table. I did an experiment with that on a piece of wood, and what I learned is that, you know, I love cyanotype, and I love doing digital negatives, digital, you know, prints using digital negatives. But the problem with doing this on a table is that the process done on this particular medium looks like I spray painted it. So, you know, people will look at it and they'll say, well, you spray painted it. You stenciled it. So, you know, so I'm rethinking. I got to get that project done though. I mean, I need a new table.
What if you just did it on paper and then put it on the table and then used resin or something to adhere to?
I thought about that. I actually did think about that, but
Sort of a mod. What do they call it? Mod Podge?
Decoupage, is it?
Maybe. Yeah.
Deco. It's pretty sad. It's really sad. We got to get our art terms straight.
Well, I have never done it. I don't
Okay.
really actually.
No, it's well, and there are different ways to do that. Transfer, you know, a print transfer. But you know, but I need, you know, part of the problem too is that, you know, it's like on, you know, days like this, I'm working, and when I could be out making cyanotypes, and you know, because it's perfect sunlight for it. You know, you need that UV. So, all right, what do we got here? We got strategic planning. Yeah, there we go. What else? What are we missing? What else have we done that's fun? I've had a lot of kind words. I mean, a lot of you know, a lot of folks have inboxed me. Obviously, the show that we did a couple of weeks ago with my dog was extremely charming to a lot of you, and I understand that the dog, you do like the dog a lot more than me. I get that a lot, and so maybe we'll have another outside broadcast where we'll bring him, and you know, maybe we'll be in a position where he can sit next to me, and you all can, you know, adore him, and I can drone on, and Scarlett can bring her wolf mask, and that would be
That
very
would not
that
freak
would
out your dog.
that would really not at all. That would be very on brand for all of us. So it's a gorgeous day outside, and you know, I will say that I encourage all of you all to get out and you know, get out and be safe. Be very careful. We are still in a surge in the state of Arkansas, and in some of our surrounding states in the COVID pandemic. So you know, I urge you to not slack off on your social distancing, but at the same time, I think it's important that we all be outside and take advantage of this weather. You know, you can travel around the states. There are plenty of opportunities, and this is a big plug for my department, Parks, Heritage, and Tourism. There are plenty of opportunities to enjoy our state parks, you know, to go out on the trails. You know, if it's public art. You know, there are a lot of towns that are doing great public art. I think I talked about downtown Fort Smith and 64.6, their program up there, their public art. But you know, cities, from Little Rock to I mean towns, towns, smaller towns like BB and Searcy are all engaging in public creativity, public art. Siloam Springs, I know, has a going public art downtown program. Certainly Fayetteville. Fayetteville is just kind of it's just kind of organic, and Bentonville, Hot Springs, El Dorado, or Helena, West Helena. Excuse me. But yeah, it's just there's a tremendous amount going on right now, and we try to be kind of a channel for that for you at the Arkansas Arts Council. And I'm always open for to hear about new things and find out what you're doing and what your region, what your community is doing to deal with the with the new realities. And so please keep in touch with us. We want to hear and we want to share, and some of your good ideas might be useful to someone across the state. So, Scarlett?
Yep, are we done? Do you have any more?
You are like, let's see, hold on. Are there any open meetings where we can find out more about the Arts Council? That's from Tanya McNair. Well, we will have a very brief online meeting on Monday at 2 p.m. and that's going to be via Microsoft Teams. It will be, and it's open to the public, but it is an online meeting. You'll have to get a code to join, and that is basically so that the Arts Advisory Council, which is our appointed advisory council, they are going to review the CARES Act grants before we release them, before we send them to the governor's office. So we'll be doing that at 2 p.m. on Monday. As far as learning about the Arts Council, this is a good place to ask your questions, and you can ask me directly either on Facebook, or you can ask me, can email me. You can email Scarlett. And we have a tremendous amount of information on our website at arkansasarts.org. And if the website and Facebook, between those, if you need more information on how we work, how we, the people who are on our council, the Arts Advisory Council, they're actually listed on the website. As are the staff. There are 8 of us, and 7 of us are full-time, and we have 1 part-timer. And but if you have any questions, please, you can always ask them here every week. I even get hard questions.
If you were gonna sum us up, what would you have a 2?
Oh yeah.
30-second elevator pitch.
Yeah, our elevator pitch. We are the state arts agency. Yeah, state arts agency for the state of Arkansas. We are basically created as part of we were created to allocate funds from the National Endowment for the Arts, which itself was created in 1966. So it was created in '66. We were created in about '67 by Governor's proclamation. We became a real agency, I think about 1970, 71. I'm a real boy. And so, I don't know why I had to do that, but but we became a real agency. And then I think about 73, 74, we became part of an organization that at that time was called the Department of Arkansas Natural and Cultural Heritage, and it was the forerunner for the Department of Arkansas Heritage, which is now the Department of Parks, Heritage, and Tourism. So there's all the bureaucracy that you ever wanted to know. Another great, more great moments in bureaucracy.
But fundamentally, what do we do?
fundamentally, what we do is we are an arts resource agency for the state of Arkansas. We are in the business of providing fun. We channel assistance from the federal government, the National Endowment for the Arts. We get an annual partnership grant from them, usually about between about 650. This year we got 690,000 from them. We also match that about 2 to 1 with state funds, our state conservation tax, and some general revenue, and we also have some cash funds that we take in from fees or operational things that we spend on when we put on our Governor's Arts Awards. That's what your luncheon ticket fee pays for.
And we're going to have a meeting on the 25th, right, with the advisory board?
The
idea of what we fund.
Yeah, well, the advisory council will meet again on the 25th in its regular business meeting. That's at 2 p.m. That's a Thursday, and we will be meeting that day to review all our regular cycle grants. Those are the grants that we did panel reviews on earlier this spring: arts and education, general operating support, collaborative project support. And so that's another opportunity if you are interested in not participating, observing. Yeah, we don't really have a public comment period, but you're observing the operations of the appointed Arts Advisory Council. That's a good opportunity for you to take a look and see who's on it and how they interact, how they perform their advisory function with the staff. As the director of the Arts Council, I serve as a kind of the staff secretary to a non-voting member on the council, or not actually a member, but and I report to them. So anyway, so what do we got? Okay, I think I kind of answered some of Tanya, but Tanya, if you got any more questions, please, feel free to email me. And we are real. She said she's glad we're real.
Aw, that's so sweet.
We are as real as it gets. I mean, I got problems. I got, hey, yeah, let me tell you.
I think I'm a fictional character.
Yeah, I think you were probably voted most likely to be a professional cosplayer in high school. But,
yeah, that didn't exist. Remember,
okay.
That was when Tom Hanks was going crazy in some dungeon, some hole in the wall, and it was all satanic, and there was Metallica. Remember all that? That's where I grew up.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Sometimes we're too real, and sometimes you don't want to know.
Yeah.
And so, all right. I think we've probably flogged this horse as much as we can.
Okay. So
But
same time next week?
same time, same bat time, same bat channel. And if you guys have any questions, you know where to find us: ArkansasArts.org or Facebook. See you later. Keep creating. Thanks. Bye.
Let me just turn this. Oh, thanks. Thanks. Sorry.